Behold the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon of the Colorado River is often regarded as one of the most magnificent natural wonders on Earth. However, it's shrouded with the mystery of a recent discovery, a mystery that has disturbed archaeologists and scientists alike. What lies in the Grand Canyon that has puzzled the scientists for generations? How does it affect our understanding of this giant wonder? Join us as we delve into the hidden secrets of the Grand Canyon that would blow your minds. The Grand Canyon has always been a topic of wonder. Geology has played a crucial role in shaping the global appreciation of the Grand Canyon's significance. President THEODORE Roosevelt, a key figure in establishing the U.S. National Park System, described it as a must-see for every American. While some dismiss it as merely a result of soil erosion, the fact that over 4 million people visit the canyon each year speaks to its enduring appeal. Standing at its edge, one cannot help but be awed by its immense size. No photograph can truly capture the grandeur that one experiences in person. The formation of the Grand Canyon is a complex process that is not fully understood, but the forces that shaped it are well established. The canyon is a result of erosion, particularly the incision caused by the Colorado River into a high and arid plateau. In geological terms, the Grand Canyon is relatively young when compared to the rocks exposed in its walls. Despite years of study and hypothesizing, the exact process by which the Colorado River established its current course across the plateau and created this vast chasm remains unresolved. The age and history of the canyon are still subject to uncertainty due to limited evidence available to reconstruct its past and accurately determine its origin. Spanning a length of 446 kilometers, the Colorado River carves its way through the canyon, creating a drop of approximately 610 meters along the way. The mid-region of the canyon, known as the Kaibab Coconino Uplift, features a broad dome spanning many kilometers. Here, the canyon reaches a depth of 1.8 kilometers from the rim to the river and stretches nearly 30 kilometers wide at its widest point. What sets the Grand Canyon apart is not just its vastness, but also the wealth of geological features that are openly displayed beneath its rim. It has rightfully earned its reputation as the world's geological showcase. But was the Grand Canyon a place where humans could live safely without worries? When gazing upon the vastness of the Grand Canyon, it may appear to be a pristine and untouched wilderness. However, this is far from the truth. For thousands of years, the Grand Canyon has been home to various human communities who relied on the canyon's resources for survival. Long before the construction of the pyramids in Egypt or the Colosseum in Rome, Native Americans called the Grand Canyon home, and they continue to do so to this day. The lives of prehistoric individuals at the Grand Canyon differed significantly from our contemporary existence. They didn't have the convenience of obtaining drinking water from a tap, nor did they have access to grocery stores. Instead, they relied on natural resources found within the canyon for their daily needs. Presently, there are 11 federally recognized tribes associated with the Grand Canyon, which include the Havasupai, Hopi, Hualapai, Navajo, Wavapai, Apache, Pueblo of Zuni, Southern Paiute, Paiute Indian Tribe of Utah, and the San Juan Southern Paiute Tribe. These tribes have deep-rooted connections and incredible stories and histories tied to the Grand Canyon. However, their presence and influence are not limited to the canyon's past. They serve as park rangers, river rafting guides, and conservationists, and much more. But were these tribes the only inhabitants of the Grand Canyon for millions of years? Absolutely not. To know more about it, we need to understand who G.E. Kincaid was. In 1909, a newspaper report caused a stir with the discovery of a magnificent cave in the Grand Canyon. The cave was described as vast and estimated to have the capacity to house 50,000 people in its interconnected chambers. The discoverer, G.E. Kincaid, was claimed to be a longtime scout for the Smithsonian, and the excavation was said to be under the direction of Professor S.A. Jordan. The article detailed the findings of ancient artifacts and riches, suggesting a high level of civilization, possibly Egyptian in origin. You might be wondering, how in the world did Egyptians find their way into the Americas? Well, people who read the newspaper were shocked too. The said cavern was located nearly a mile underground, approximately 1,480 feet below the surface. The explorations had uncovered several hundred rooms accessible through passageways branching off from the main passage. Among the recent discoveries were artifacts that were not native to the region and likely originated in the Orient. These included war weapons and copper instruments, possessing sharp edges and hardness similar to steel, indicating the advanced state of civilization of the unknown people who once occupied the cave. However, what fascinated Kincaid the most was something different: the discovery of an idol or image of a deity depicted in a cross-legged position, holding a lotus flower or lily in each hand, amazed everyone who saw it. The facial features of the idol resembled those found in Oriental cultures, bearing a resemblance to Buddha, although the religious significance remained uncertain. It was suggested that the worship depicted in the cave resembled ancient practices observed by the people of Tibet. Additionally, artistic vases, urns, and cups made of copper and gold were among the other remarkable finds. The walls were adorned with ancient hieroglyphic symbols that were similar to the ones found in Egypt. Kincaid also described the potential dangers within the cave, reminiscent of thrilling pulp fiction tales. There was a chamber along the passageway that lacked ventilation, emitting a noxious and serpentine smell upon approaching it. The darkness was impenetrable as the available light source proved insufficient. The nature of the chamber's contents remained a mystery, with speculations ranging from snakes to the possibility of a hazardous gas or ancient chemicals. However, G.E. Kincaid advised against attempting to find the cave. It was situated on government land and strictly off-limits to visitors under penalty of trespassing. The scientists conducting the exploration desired to work undisturbed. Kincaid emphasized that any attempt to reach the cave would be futile, resulting in the visitor being turned away. When archaeologists tried to find the truth behind these findings, they decided to approach the Smithsonian Museum and asked about Kincaid and Jordan. The Smithsonian denied having any records regarding such a find or even the existence of these two archaeologists. It seems that there was no G.E. Kincaid or Professor S.A. Jordan associated with the Smithsonian, and concrete evidence has never supported the existence of the cave or its contents. The tale was said to be an invention, created by an anonymous writer to embellish the pages of the Arizona Gazette. While most of the people had already started disbelieving the said discovery, something else popped up. What if there were reliable sources that proved the presence of ancient Egyptians even before America was discovered? It may sound a little crazy, but a certain scientist found something amazing that might change the way you think of the Egyptians. It was in the year 1992 when an article was published which stated that a scientist named Svetlana Balabanova and her colleagues had found the presence of cocaine, hashish, and nicotine in Egyptian mummies. The finding raised eyebrows because two of these substances, cocaine and nicotine, were believed to be derived exclusively from plants native to the Americas. The idea that these compounds could have been present in Egypt prior to Columbus's discovery of America seemed highly unlikely. How did these drugs end up in the mummies? Does this mean that Egyptians had some sort of connection with the Americas even before America was discovered? If yes, does this mean that the discovery of Kincaid about the presence of an Egyptian civilization might be possibly true? Balabanova's research came as a surprise to the whole world. Despite their own surprise, the author stood by the results, even though they faced significant criticism in subsequent discussions published. Out of the 9 mummies examined, all showed traces of cocaine and hashish, while all but one tested positive for nicotine. It is noteworthy that the concentrations of these compounds in the mummies indicate potential uses beyond mere abuse. For instance, modern-day drug addicts often exhibit much higher levels of cocaine and nicotine in their hair. Additionally, it is plausible that the quantities detected in the mummies could be elevated due to the accumulation of these substances in body tissues over time. Whatever may be the reason, this finding only helped deepen the beliefs of those who believed in the cover-up of the Grand Canyon cave by the Smithsonian. What really must have happened that day? Did Kincaid and Jordan actually discover such a cave? Did the Smithsonian Museum cover up all the evidence due to potential upheaval regarding such a find? Has the government been lying to us all along? What do you think of this? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.